Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue our live stream of Fate Stay Night Remastered. Hope everyone's having a good day. All right, well, let's just jump right back in where we left off. I muster up what sense I have left and force my feet to move, heading into the classroom closest to me. Inside, not a single student is seated at any of the chairs. They're all laying on the floor, even the teacher's on the floor behind the podium. They're still breathing. Everyone is convulsing as if pleading for help. No one is dead yet. The students don't have the strength to get up. They're just waiting to rot away. Seeing their miserable state on the floor, brings to mind the burning ruins of that day. The nausea intensifies, but I can still get a handle on the situation. I take a look at the students on the floor. It's difficult, but we can breathe. They're not dead. If I hurry and get help, there may be a chance to save them. But the moment I check the face of a student nearby, something clicks inside my head. Their skin. It's hard as wax. Not everyone is like this. It varies from person to person, but the most severely weakened students' blood seems to have coagulated around their joints. Oily and glistening. Stiff, motionless arms, fixed, staring eyes, just like wax figures. I know this. I recognize this scene. Stop. This is just a hellscape. I know this site well. I said stop. All that's sustaining me now is anger that has completely eclipsed any fear. My left arm tingles. The command spells on the back of my hand is warning me that an enemy is nearby. I run, though my breathing is heavy and labored. I've long since lost my mind.
ようエミヤ、思ったより元気そうで何よりだ。どう？気に入ったかいこの思考は。
At the end of the hallway, Shinji Mato is standing in front of Class C. My arm throbs. My command spells are screaming at me, telling me the boy just ahead caused all of this. So, is this all you're doing, Shinji? I can't breathe properly, but I glare at Shinji, who's keeping his distance. He must really like what he's seeing, because the next thing I know, Shinji throws his arms wide and starts crackling in the blood-red hallway.
そうだとも。お前がやってきたのが分かったんでね。すぐに結界を発動させたんだ。
Shinji's being an
タイ
absolute
ミング
piece
が
of
苦労
shit.
したんだぜ。何 リッシュをあん
Of
まり
course
早
he
す
is.
ぎると逃げられるし、
At
遅
this
すぎる
point,
と
would
顔
we
を合わ
really
せるから
expect
さ。
anything less from Shinji?
僕としちゃエミヤが顔面蒼白になるのを見たかったわけだし、単純に事を起こすのだけは避けたかったんだ。
So, were you lying about having something to discuss?
話はこれからさ。僕とお前どちらが優れているか遠坂に思い知らせないといけないし、エミヤには嘘の、ほらエミヤには黙ってたけど学校に結界を敷いたのは僕なんだ。
I think most of us have figured out that Shinji's the one that had the bounded field put up over the school because he's just, that kind of piece of shit. Shinji laughs like it's the funniest thing ever. That, I guess I've learned never to trust him.
あれ、思ったより驚かないな。なんだ、この結界は僕じゃないって言ったのにエミヤは信じてくれなかったんだ。いいねいいね、お前でも人を信じないなんてことがあったわけだ。
Shinji's merry laughter bores into my skull like a drill. Hey, King Ultima 75. No, I do my streams on my days off from my actual paying job. And those days off shift throughout the week, so unfortunately my streams also will shift throughout the week. Glad you could make it to this one, though. I have to point out, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'd just been bracing myself to learn who set up the bounded field, Shinji or the other master. That was all. But so much for my optimism. I should have settled things with Shinji the moment I learned he was a master. This is all my fault. Shinji, why did you do this? Were you lying about having no intention of fighting too?
いや、それは本当なんじゃない？僕だってこんなもの発動させる気はなかったんだ。これはあくまで交渉材料だったんだよ。爆弾を仕掛けておけば遠坂だっておいそれと僕を襲わなくなるし、万が一の切り札にもなるからね。
I see, but Tosaka said it would take a few more days to activate the bounded field. Does that mean she miscalculated?
遠坂らしい意見だ。けどさ、結界は完成していないだけで形はとっくにできているんだぜ。
Didn't Shinji?
単純に発動させる分には
You went
支
and
障はないんだ。
activated it already, didn't you, you piece of crap?
ま、おかげで効果は薄いけどね。この分じゃ一人殺すのにあと数分はかかるんじゃないかな。
Stop it. The nausea is long since gone. That one thing is all I can think to say to Shinji right now.
止めろ？何をだい？まさかこの結界を止めろだなんて言ってるんじゃないだろうな。一度起こしたものを止めるなんて
Treating it, it's simple. Just deactivate it, you piece of shit. I said stop it. Do you have any idea what you've done?
イラつくな。お前、何僕に命令してるわけ？大体さ、これは僕の力じゃないか。止めるかどうかを決められるのは僕だけだし、止めて欲しかったら土下座くらいするのが筋ってもんじゃないの？まったく、藤村といいお前といい、自分の立場が分かってないな。
Hey, what about Fujine?
え？ああ、藤村ね。この結界ができてからさ、 あいつ結構動けたんだよ。他の連中がバタバタ倒れてるっていうのに一人でヨロヨロしてるんだぜ。
How? Even after everybody's out, Fujine's still managing to get around. A testament to her fortitude.
でさ、
Damn tiger.
倒れずにいた僕のところまでやってきて救急車を呼んでとか言ってきたんだ。すごいよね、教育者の鏡ってやつ。けどそんなもの呼ぶわけにはいかないし呼ぶ気もないじゃない。藤村のやつそれでもしがみついてくるもんだからうざくなってさ、蹴り飛ばしてやったらピクリとも動かねえでやんの。
What? No, you didn't. You absolute piece of trash. What the hell's wrong with you, Shinji?
あの分じゃ真っ先に死んだんじゃねえのあいつ。
I feel a switch flip inside me. Tosaka said something about pressing a switch in my head, but it's nothing like that. There's this echoing clang in my head. A firing hammer strikes inside my head, and the inside of my body suddenly switches over. This is your last warning. Stop the bounded field, Shinji.
わからないやつだね。お前に頼まれれば頼まれるほど止めたくなんてなくなる。そんなに気に食わないんなら力ずくでやってみろよ、エミヤ。
Got it. Then it's really simple. All I have to do, I need to stop him so I can stop the bounded field. Something surges inside me. Fiery heat blooms through my whole body. There's no more than 20 meters between me and Shinji. It should only take an instant. My body is surging with vitality, so much more than when I activated my magic circuits.
本当にバカだねお前。
The shadow wavers. The dark shape waiting in the corner of the hallway begins to take shape and move. A hard-shaped edge made of darkness itself. Like a guillotine ready to cleave anything that approaches Shinji in two. I don't know what kind of magecraft it is. 3 shadows emerge. If that's all there is, Alright. What should we do? Should we... No need to stop? Or can't prevent it on our own? What should we do, Chad? Alright, we don't need to stop. Sounds good to me. No, I can't stop. Not now. No matter how strong it may be, if it doesn't hit me, it won't matter. 3 blades come at me like a blast of wind. You're the idiot, Shinji. This attack is nothing compared to Saber's. I pass through the gap between the 3 overlapping shadows. I don't feel any danger from the shadows. There's no problem then. Saber taught me that I shouldn't hesitate as long as I don't sense that an attack will be fatal. Shinji! I closed in on him. He has no shadows protecting him. Just a few more steps, maybe 3 more meters, and I can... Shinji turns and runs. The moment I reach out to grab his back, I feel a chill run through my entire body, and I quickly jerk my arm back. Something cuts through the air. A black blade sliced through the space I'd been occupying just an instant before. I stop. I don't know where she came from, but standing in front of me now, I see the woman dressed in ominous black, so dark even the most venomous shade of crimson seemed pale in comparison. My mind goes blank with fear. I'm going to die. I don't want to think about it, but the image of my own brutal death fills my head. I sense it. I sense only death. The shadows earlier were nothing like this.
いいぞライダー、遠慮するな。そいつはお前の好きにしていい。
Rider's form blurs. I need to... Alright. What should we do? What should we do, chat? I'll defeat it before I get defeated. This isn't going to be a battle. What should we do? This isn't gonna be a battle? Alright. Oh. I retreat immediately. This isn't a good time to fight. I need to regroup and make Shinji stop the bounded field. I'm not sure what happened, but I retreat desperately. Fear makes everything in front of me appear completely white. I don't even know what I'm so terrified of. Without thinking, I throw an arm out to cover my neck. Something sharp buries itself in my arm. The dull sound of scraping bone tells me the next attack will end me. I run. I can't afford to look back. I just cover my vital spots with my hands as best I can in my frantic retreat. Sharp edge slowly saws through my body with horrible, jarring sound. The spray of my blood blots out my vision. Meanwhile, Ryder is rushing toward me so quickly that I can't even see her. With each cut, I hear sounds I can't even recognize coming from my own mouth. but I continue my desperate retreat, somehow surviving dozens of fatal blows striking at me. I don't know what I'm doing. Ryder's dagger is buried in my arm. My clothes are tattered and torn, and my flesh is brutally shredded. But I'm still able to shield myself with my own body, blocking the attacks aimed at my neck and head. This isn't a conscious thing at all anymore. Pure instinct drives my reactions as I desperately try to survive Ryder's attacks. My breathing is labored. I'm only running away, rushed along by the imminent death looming over me. Eventually, whatever strength I have left will fade, and she'll catch up to me. Then, I'm dead. That's what Saber had been trying to tell me. Don't fight against a servant. Fight wouldn't even be the right word for it. She told me again and again, so why the hell am I in this position now? All I want to do is catch Shinji as fast as possible and make him shut this goddamn bounded field. So what the hell am I doing?
何してるんだライダー。もういいだろ。さっさと切り殺しちゃえよ。どうせ何もできないんだからさ、そいつは。
Shinji is elated, his voice triumphant. Ryder nods and swings her dagger up in a wide arc. She's striking at my head. I can't dodge. All I can really do is try to prevent her from hitting anything vital. The dagger stabs into my shoulder, right below the collarbone. I hear a high-pitched metallic sound, then the click of a tongue. The end of Ryder's dagger is starting to disintegrate.
驚いた。私の刃物では殺せない。
Ryder stops. In that instant, I frantically try to come up with a way to leverage this sudden opportunity.
なら、落ちて死になさい。
Well, that sucks. Something strikes me with the force of a sledgehammer, and I go flying out the window. It had only been a kick to the stomach, but I go flying, shattering the window. We're on the 3rd floor. Left alone, I'll die of blood loss anyway, so a fall from this height will be enough to finish me off. I mean, an ordinary human would be dead on the spot from a blow strong enough to send them flying like this anyway. I reach out. Maybe I'm not failing yet. Maybe I'm just hallucinating right before I die. But my body is still suspended in midair. Now, I reach out, desperately grasping for something, anything. The sky is crimson. The school is pulsating like a creature's stomach. And am I going to die? Let something like this happen? Let this happen. Am I going to let myself die without saving so much as a single person? I can't. I grip my teeth furiously. I can't win. This is not even a battle. I knew that going in, but still, I screwed it up. There's no more pain. All I feel is my sheer rage, making my insides unravel. I thought I could do it alone. This is what I get for saying I won't let Saber fight. I was an idiot. I can't save anyone on my own. If I really wanted to end this war, there was one thing I should have done right from the start. He asked me whether I was really not going to fight, not kill, not let anyone kill. If I realize my mistake, I should first decide what to fix, then decide who to punish. And then I see it, there on my arm, still reaching up as if to touch the heaven, my command spells, waiting for an order. All right. What should we do, chat? Summon Saber? Or not waste our command spells? Personally, I think we're pretty screwed up and we should probably summon Saber, but what do you guys think? You guys think we should summon Saber too? All right, well, let's do that. Please, come. I murmur those words like a prayer. My life doesn't matter anymore. But to put a stop to this savage brutality... No. Come, Saber! I must put up all my strength and call for my blade. One of my command spell strokes disappears. At that very moment, the space around me begins to waver. So this is magic. Saber, clad in her silver armor, bursts through the ripples in space and time to appear before me. My back slams into the ground. I stop breathing. The force of the impact jars every bone and organ in my body. Several ribs crack or probably break outright. And yet, my body is intact. My bloody arms are still attached.
Shiro!
Saber runs to me, forcing my numb limb to move. I push to my feet to show her that I'm all right. There's no time to explain. You understand what's happening, right, Saber?
待ってください、シロ。それはわかりますが、その前にあなたの体を。
Take care of Ryder. Only you can beat her.
いけません。シロの治療が先です。このままではあなたが死ぬ。
No, there's something else that needs doing first. We need to beat Shinji and Ryder as quickly as possible. Nothing is more important.
ですが、それでは。
Saber is focused only on me. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy about that. But there's no time to argue. If Saber doesn't want to listen, I just need to use my second command spell. Saber she must have understood my resolve. Saber reluctantly accepts my decision.
わかりました。マスター、指示を。
Defeat Ryder. I'll handle Shinji. Saber does not hesitate. She nods, and without another word, she turns toward the school building like a whirlwind. I run up the stairs. Ryder and Shinji are on the 3rd floor. I can tell Shinji's still on the 3rd floor because the way my command spells are reacting. The moment I set foot on the 3rd floor, sparks fly. Is that Ryder? I couldn't see, but Saber must have parried Ryder's attempt at a sneak attack from above.
シロ、ライダーはここで倒します。
Well, that is the whole point here, Saber. Go kick Ryder's ass.
あなたはライダーのマスターを。
We're on it. That's the whole reason we brought you here. She doesn't need to tell me. Saber can't possibly lose to Ryder. She won't. I'm absolutely sure of what little I was able to learn of Ryder's abilities during my brief fight with her. Saber's abilities vastly exceed Ryder's. I'm leaving her up to you, but try not to go too far. It'll be over soon once I stop Shinji. I run right past Saber. That same instant, Ryder flings a dagger at me with murderous intent, but Saber rushes in to deflect the attack. I run down the hallway. Ahead, I see a bewildered Shinji. Guess I'll be at a disadvantage if I go to him empty-handed. I need a weapon. It should be long, like the mop leaning against the locker there. Trace on. I pass magical energy through my body as I run. Maybe I'm not distracted, or maybe I can just can't afford to think of anything else. I managed to strengthen the plastic mop as effortlessly as breathing. The shadows begin forming again. I'm badly injured, but I don't feel the least bit sluggish. More than that, I have a weapon now. That means I don't even need to dodge. I use the mop to smack aside each shadow as it flies towards me. The mop breaks, but I expected as much from something done so hastily. Besides, I don't need it anymore. I'm so close. Shinji! I lash out with a furious punch. The impact jars my arm, which is still practically cut to ribbons, so painfully that I nearly pass out. I punch Shinji in the stomach and then grab him and shove him against the wall. Shinji tries to shove my hand away. Without missing a beat, I kick his grasping arm. I can't even control myself right now. I slam the arm I kicked against the wall and break it. I don't even hear Shinji's screams. This is bad. If I don't focus, it might be me who faints. I should hurry while I can still move. I grab Shinji's hair and smash him against the wall. Oh, this is so deserved, you guys. Shinji's had this coming for a long, long time. Scream later. Release the bounded field, Shinji. Oh, you want some more, do you? Alright. I grab Shinji by the throat with the arm I can still control. Blood pours from my arm. I step through my clothes. It seeps through my clothes and drips onto Shinji's body, staining him. If you won't shut off that bounded field, then I'll just have to kill you. I don't care which it is, so pick one. Now. I squeeze. It must be all the magical energy coursing through my body. I could snap his neck like a twig.
デタラメだ。お前にそんなことできるもんか。それに僕はまだ誰も殺してないぞ。ただみんなから少しだけ命を分けてもらっただけ。
If you notice, we don't really much care anymore if you haven't actually killed somebody. That's no longer even relevant. Okay then. Bye, Shinji. I squeeze harder. There's no hesitation. Maybe a little sympathy. I feel bad that as a fellow mage, Shinji was never taught the rules of being a mage, and so didn't have any problem killing innocents.
待ってくれ、分かった。僕の負けだ、エミヤ。結界はすぐに止めるから。
I loosen my grip around his throat.
くそ、バカ力出しやがって。おい、ライダー、ブラッドホードを止めろ。マスターの命が危ないんだぞ。
There's no response from Ryder. But hearing Shinji, Saber takes a step back from Ryder. Ryder lowers her dagger. I see her mouth move.
これでいいんだろう。この結界は特殊らしくてね。一度貼った場所にはそう簡単に貼り直さないらしい。
Good. It's a damn good thing that it's going to be a nightmare for you to replace it. You shouldn't have put the blood fort up to begin with, you piece of shit.
もうここに結界を貼ることはないんだから、その手を離せよ。
That's not how this works. I won't. So you do what I say, Shinji. Get rid of your command spells. Then we'll never have to fight again.
ふざけるな。そんな真似ができるもんか。霊樹がなくなったらライダーを従えられない。
Exactly. Why we want you to give up your command spells. That way you can no longer control Ryder. You won't be a master anymore. Then you go to the church in Shinto. I hear they protect masters who drop out of the war. Or is it something else? Were you lying when you said you made a bounded field to protect yourself?
別にそんなこと言ってないだろう。僕はただマスターになってサーバントを従えていれば。
Thought he could be a mage. But what's the point of becoming one? It's over, Shinji. If you're not going to get rid of your command spells, I'll just have to cut them out.
剥ぎ取る?
Yes, cut them out. Or just simply remove the hand they're on. That works too. Shinji tilts his head in genuine wonderment. This isn't an act, Shinji. Sorry, this isn't an act. Shinji really doesn't know what I'm talking about. Well, you see... I hear Saber shout. Maybe it's all the training at the dojo, but my body reacts to Saber's words before my brain processes them. I let go of Shinji and jump back. At the moment, Ryder's dagger swings through the spot I'd been standing in, a heartbeat before.
Ryder!
下がりなさい、マスター。この場から離脱します。シロ、下がって。ライダーは結果維持に使っていた魔力を全て解放するつもりです。
What? Unleash the magical energy. I look towards Ryder. She does seem odd. The way she just appeared here when she had been confronting Saber a second ago, the cold air emanating from her, everything about her is suddenly far more intimidating than she had ever been.
ライダー、何考えてんだお前。エミヤのサーバントにさえ勝てないくせに勝手なことしてんじゃない。
はい、確かに私ではセイバーに及びません。ですがご安心を。我がホームは他のサーバントを擁護しています。たとえ相手が何者であれ、我が失踪を妨げること。
Ryder raises her dagger. Everyone gasps in surprise. For some reason, Ryder presses her dagger into her neck and slashes her own throat. Red sprays everywhere. Blood gushes from the black-clad rider's pale neck.
何を。
Shinji is just as surprised as the rest of us. No matter how extraordinary servants may be, a slashed throat is fatal. Ryder will bleed out and disappear on her own. Or, not. The splattered blood stops in midair and slowly forms into a circle. A magic circle drawn in blood? It's a pattern I've never seen before. The design resembles a creature, an ominous creature. Riders created a giant lump of magical energy. The bounded field from earlier seems like child's play compared to this magic circle. I'm being pushed back? This must be a truly massive amount of magical energy. I'm being pushed back as if by a strong wind.
シロ、離れて。ライダーは宝具を使う気です。そこにいては巻き込まれる。
She does intend to unleash her noble phantasm. Saber grabs me and jerks me back. She faces down Ryder in her magic circle as she protects me.
逃げるつもりか、ライダー。自身のマスターをも巻き込むというのなら、ここで引導を渡すだけだ。そのような宝具を使わせはしない。まさかマスターを守るのがサーバントの役割でしょう。私はマスターを連れて逃げるだけ。それが気に食わないのなら追ってきなさい、セイバー。もっともこれを見た後でもあなたに戦う気迫が残っていればの話です。
A throbbing sound pulses through the school. With the sound of rending flesh, Ryder's hair whirls around her. saber tugs my hand and drags me to the ground. There's a roar and then a flash. I close my eyes against the raging wind. But even with my eyes closed, I can still feel its intensity. Something white streaks by. A huge bolt of light shoots down the hallway at tremendous speed. All I see before me is dreadful destruction. Shinji and Ryder are gone. The bolt of light wasn't after us. It was probably a means of escape. My wounds hurt. I feel a hammering in my head again. The heat flowing through my body quickly fades.
Shiro.
I don't hear Saber's question. My vision goes blank white. I'm having that dream? Maybe this is what death looks like to me. The closer I get to death, the more I keep seeing these images, and I don't want to see. I see motionless bodies crumbling and disappearing. That moment when everybody desperately sought help, but no one came. That was painful. It was so terrible, it hurt to even live, and I thought maybe just disappearing would put me out of my misery. Dazed, I reached out my hand, but not because I wanted help. Just thought the sky was so far away. That was my final thought, I think. And then I lost consciousness, and my outstretched hand fell to the ground. Or rather, it should have. A large hand grasped the smaller one as it fell. He rushed into the fire to save someone and found me. I remember that face. I remember the tears pooling in his eyes, how overjoyed he was to have found a living human being. He looked so happy. It seemed almost like he was the one being saved, not me. And then he actually looked envious of me, who was on the brink of death. He even looked grateful for something as he rescued the strange child. It was a turning point in my life. The weakness I showed in accepting death became a strength, a desire to live. My mind, which had practically gone blank, was filled with the joy of being saved in that moment. I tried moving my fingers with what strength I had left so as not to let go of the man's hand when I finally passed out. The next thing I knew, I was in the hospital and the man who had saved me came to visit. That was 10 years ago. From then on, all I ever did was follow in Kiritsugu's footsteps. The only thing I could think of was being like him. It's not because he saved me. I couldn't shake off the image of his face back then, and I tried to become the same thing. I've been striving for that ever since. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I dream I wouldn't notice. That's right. That I would one day. I held to the hope that the dream that one day I too would be saved if I could smile like Kiritsugu did back then. When I open my eyes, I'm in my living room. The ticking of the clock is awfully loud. It looks like I've been sleeping on the floor, and when I raise my arms, I notice the bandages wrapped tightly around both of them. It's dark out. I sit up. According to the clock, it's 10 at night.
外暗いなじゃないわよ
And
この
Rin
お
is
知らず
irritated with us?
目が覚
Well,
めたら
that's a
まず
usual
言うべ
thing.
きことがあるんじゃない
Hosaka, you're here.
いたのかじゃないわよ
Apparently that wasn't the right thing to say either. Well,
あんたの真横でずっと看病してやってたのにずいぶんな態度じゃない
aw, Spanx. I didn't know that. I'd kind of been unconscious, to be perfectly honest. Thanks, Rin. That's ungrateful of me. Well, Shiro, how could you have known she spent the whole evening by your side tending to you whilst you were unconscious, you silly fool? Sorry, my brain's a little wonky. I can't really think straight, but thanks. Guess I owe you one. Again.
まあ別に大したことじゃないからいいけどシロもあれだけの怪我だったんだから意識が朦朧としてるのも当然だしさで痛いところはないの
I'm
と
gonna
りあえ
assume
ず外傷は
everything
塞がってる
hurts
けど
at this point.
中身まではわからないから異常があるんなら手当てしないとまずいでしょ
No, I just feel dull. Nothing's hurting. It's just that I feel like I'm floating. I don't know how I ended up here. I don't remember what I did to... It's all coming back to me now. Oh, right, Tosaka, how's the school? What happened to me after that?
大丈夫みんなのことは安心なさい学校にはキレイがフォローに行ったから廊下の補修とか事後処理はあいつがするから考えなくていいわあれでも新職なんだしこれぐらいさせなきゃ罰が当たるでしょ
He's doing that? So does that mean the school's...
大事にはなってないわ病院に運び込まれた生徒は多いけど命に別状はないみたいみんな栄養失調ってことで 2,3
They're
日病院
being
で休む程
treated
度
for
だった
malnutrition. Oh man, that's it? Just malnutrition. Oh wow, everybody got super lucky. Okay, that's a relief. Dissolving the bounded field took longer than I expected, but I wasn't too late. The instant I relax, every bit of strength floods out of me. I breathe out deeply, and I lean back against the wall. Does that mean Kotomine healed me too? I don't think even you would be able to heal so many wounds.
何言ってるのよそれはあんたが勝手に直したのバーサーカーの時と一緒とりあえず傷を塞ぐだけなら蝶がつくほどの回復力だけどあなたの方には覚えはないのよね
No, I don't know why myself. I was normal until I formed a contract with Saber.
もしかして自分が知らないだけで祖先がトカゲだったとかない
Harsh. Harsh, Rin. descended from lizards? Wow. How can you say something like that with a straight face? That's weird. This is weird for me too, you know. It's like my body isn't my own.
いいんじゃない？何はどうあれ、それで何度も命を長らえてるんだから。もう2回も助けられたことだし、トカゲになるぐらいは妥協できる交換条件だと思うけど。
No, turning into a lizard would not be a fair compromise at this point. I don't want to be a lizard. Are you enjoying teasing the critically injured guy, Tosaka?
さっきまで重病人だった人でしょ？
Emphasis here on were critically injured. Apparently we're not critically injured anymore.
ま、ともかくセイバーに感謝しなさいよね。理屈はわからないけど、シローの体がそうなったのはセイバーのおかげなんだし。
Oh, my brain finally starts working. There's something I need to do. I needed her, I called her, so she came, and she saved me. I need to tell her something right away. I stand up too quickly. Pain shoots through my body as I move, but I can't let that stop me. Tosaka, where's Saber?
道場にいるわ。私は部屋に荷物取りに行ってくるわね。
Tosaka heads over to the outbuilding. Ouch. My joints creak with pain. I grit my teeth and try to endure as I head towards the dojo. I reach the dojo. Oh. Saber is still sitting in a Saiza style, as if she's meditating.
シロ、目が覚めたのですか？
Yes, we have woken. Saber notices me coming in and hurries to her feet, then rushes over to me. Sorry for worrying you. I only just came to. And Saber?
すまないではありません。あなたには言いたいことが山ほどある。私を置いて敵の誘いに乗ったこと、一人で戦おうとしたこと、自身の体を気遣おうともしなかったこと。
Saber is rightly irritated with us. I mean, we literally did everything in that list, which is everything she'd like repeatedly told us not to do.
分かっているのですか？そのどれもが死に直結する愚行です。いや、実際あなたは死にかけていた。こうして私を追い詰めて何が楽しいのです。
No, we don't enjoy tormenting you. No,
何ですか？生半可な弁明では引き下がりません。今日という今日は、とことんあなたの考えを聞かせていただきますから。
Saber comes at me with all the rage and force of a hurricane. She's so intense, I'm not sure how to explain it, but I'm kind of enjoying Saber being so emotional. I know, let me explain myself. Let's talk, Saber. As you can see, I've healed.
シロ、持ち直したのですか？
Well, mostly at this point. Yeah, looks like it. I'm alive for now.
そうですか。それはよかった。
Where did that angry look from a few seconds ago go? Saber heaves a relieved sigh and smiles softly, as if celebrating my recovery. It helps me understand that even Saber, stoic as she always is acting like this because of how much I worried her. I wasn't relying on Saber, but she still accepted me as someone to fight alongside. How stupid of me. I hadn't realized the extent to which she trusted me, and I couldn't extend the most basic trust of just letting her fight. Saber, I speak up more confidently now. I'm finally able to look her in the eye, and it feels natural.
はい。何ですか、シロ。
Sorry, I was an idiot. I bow my head.
シロ、やめてください。先ほどのは言葉のあやです。怒っていたのは確かですが、あなたに謝ってもらう必要は。
No, Saber, you had every right to be irritated with him, and yes, you should apologize for it. Of course I do. I'm your partner, and I owe you an apology. I'm sorry I worried you. As long as I'm with you, I'll never fight alone.
シロ、それは。
Yes, yeah, Saber. Please lend me your strength. I can't beat the other masters on my own. I need your help.
それでは、今までの行動が間違いだったと認めるのですね。シロはマスターとして後方支援に徹し、戦うのは
That's
私
asking a
の
lot,
役割だ
Saber.
と。
That's like asking a lot. Well, I still don't want to see Saber hurt. That's why I forbid her from fighting. And that's where I was wrong. Ever since I decided to fight with her, I should have just put everything I had into helping her. No, I don't think I was mistaken. If you're going to protect me, I'm going to protect you. I can't let you fight alone. Saber doesn't answer. The mood in the dojo turns frosty. I just can't let this go. I lift my head, thinking I'll just have to beg until she accepts my determination. But then,
その堅くなさは実にあなたらしい。
yes, you finally understand, Saber. He's more stubborn than you are. Saber?
まったく。今さら答えるまでもないでしょう。私はあなたの剣です。私以外の誰があなたの力になるのですか、シロ。
'Tis true. Saber extends her left hand. I can't think of anything sensible to say, so I shake her hand. Our handshake forms something almost tangible. It's been a few days since we first met, but it feels like we finally formed a real contract.
何握手なんてしてるの二人とも。
Because we've agreed to, like, feed you breakfast via straw in the morning, okay? Yeah, that's it. Hey, why would she show up now of all times? Oh, wait, is Saber ready to fight? Saber and I quickly let go of each other's hands.
なんか怪しいわね。まさか私に内緒で作戦会議をしてたとか？
I told you we were hatching a scheme to, like, feed you breakfast with a straw in the morning. Come on. Of course we're plotting.
いえ、そういうわけではないのです。そのマスターの体が健康かどうか脈を測っていただけです
That
の
is a
で。
terrible lie, Saber. It is a terrible lie. I'm dumbfounded. Saber just told a bold-faced lie. But why would Saber panic about this too?
へえ、変わった脈の取り方をするのね。
She does have a weird way of checking somebody's pulse, to be honest. That's not how you do it. Tosaka regards Saber curiously. In response, Saber starts acting even more suspiciously, probably because she's not used to lying. I need to help her, or this will get even more awkward, than it already is? Hey, what do you want, Tosaka? Did you say you were getting something from your room?
あ、それそれ。はい、セーバー、これ。
ありがとう。リンには迷惑をかける。
Okay, so, do the rest of us get to know what you gave her? Tosaka hands Saber a bag. Oh, that's what it is. Saber looks surprisingly happy as she takes the bag.
それが最後だから気をつけなさいよね。いくら強制召喚だからって力ずくで武装したら服なんて消し飛ぶんだから。
Oh, right, the outfit Saber was wearing when we summoned her, it forced her into her armor, and that outfit got absolutely destroyed.
申し訳ありません。突然のことだったので、そこまで考えが回らなかったのです。
Well, come on, Saber, in your defense, how were you supposed to know you were about to get summoned?
まあね、単純なデザインだし制服みたいなものだし。綺麗なやつ、地味な服ばっかり私に押し付けるんだもの。まあ私には似合わない服だからいいけどさ。なんだってその服にこだわるのよ、セイバー。
ええ、白が似合うと言いましたから。
I'm not following all of this, but it seems that Saber's third set of clothes. I don't have any women's clothing around the house, so Saber has been borrowing clothes from Tosaka. But yeah, I'd really appreciate it if they had their girl talk when I'm not around. I am a guy. It had been such a nice conversation until now, too. But I don't really know what to do with myself when they get talking about stuff like this. So not much happened afterward. Both Tosaka and Saber forced me to go to sleep in my room. I may have regained consciousness, but I'm still severely injured. Riders sliced my arm up so bad that under normal circumstances, I'd have had to worry about whether I'd ever be able to use them again. Plus, I fell 3 stories, so I'm all broken and bruised. There's plenty I should be thinking about, but the two have agreed that the best thing for me to do right now is sleep so I can heal. But I let Shinji get away, and I'll need to settle things with him as quickly as possible. He didn't hesitate to activate the bounded field. Even I know how dangerous it could be to let a master like that roam free. Damn, this isn't the time for me to be sleeping. Things go blank, like a dizzy spell, spinning over me. The only thing that feels normal is my head. As soon as I lay down, my half-healed body just forces me off to sleep. Tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, I don't have time to rest like this. Even if my body isn't fully healed, I need to find Shinji. I'm having a bad dream. My body, injured as it is, demands long, deep sleep. But my mind is still stuck replaying all that happened today and won't let me rest peacefully. My body is still not fully healed, is burning. My mind is plagued with guilt. I think I'm crying out in my sleep. As I sleep, my dream drags on. How many victims were there? Tosaka said there were no deaths, but that might just be the official story. No way does someone come out unscathed after having their life force ripped from them. They could suffer any number of long-term physical problems in years to come, or even brain damage from lack of oxygen. Some students even have had severe skin damage. Even if they heal, they'll likely have scars for the rest of their lives. My body hurts. I nearly died today. No, I did die today. A convulsion rocks my whole body. Bad luck for everyone who gets sucked into this today, but you did well, Shiro. You stopped a catastrophe, and you did it by taking a wound that would normally kill you. There's nothing to feel guilty about. The pain tries to tell me to just go to sleep. No, I can't make excuses for myself. It doesn't matter. This was a disaster, and it just happened, and I just happened to be there. But I couldn't do anything. They're saying I saved lives. But I didn't save anyone, not one person. If only this had just been a mistake, if only it hadn't happened, then in my mind would be at peace and I could sleep. I'm pissed off. It's absurd, my heart complaining like this when my body's already so weak. There won't be a miracle like that. Just wishing for a do-over because things didn't go well, or were so terrible they should have never happened, is pathetic. You can't take back what's already done. It's not possible, and shouldn't be attempted anyway. So I can't just pretend all that didn't happen. There's only one thing I can do. Make sure I do everything I possibly can to prevent anything like that from ever happening again. That's enough to sleep. I can worry about my body later. If I can move, I should wake up and hit the ground running. If my goal is to make sure no one gets hurt, I'll need to push myself to the verge of death. I open my eyes. I take a deep breath, filling my lungs with air. The frigid winter air dispels my drowsiness almost instantly. I realize it's just past 6 in the morning. Habits really are extraordinary things. My body must have at least partly recovered since I'm waking up at my usual time. Okay. I stand up and fold my futon blanket. The instant I undertake such a mundane task, the pain spikes through my left shoulder. Yeah, I guess I'm not completely healed. It's only pain, though. This is far better than what I felt when Berserker tore out my stomach the other day. When that happened, my insides felt like they were slush, and the nausea was far more intense than the pain. Your insides were slush, you dumbass. I head out to the hallway. The sunlight is muted by the gloom outside. It's cloudy, looks like it's going to rain.
シロ、目が覚めたのですか?
No, we're sleepwalking, Saber, but thanks. Yeah, I just woke up. You're up early. You're usually asleep around now. Yeah, Saber's not typically up so long before breakfast.
シロ、私とて好きで眠っているわけではありません。私が朝食まで眠っているのは単に魔力を温存するためだと言ったはずです。
I mean, she did tell us she only sleeps to conserve magical energy, yes.
その、いかにも普段から寝過ごしているという物言いはやめてほしい。
That's not what he was suggesting. Not in any way. Why, I didn't mean for it to sound like that. I was more asking if it was okay for you to be awake so early.
ほう、そうですか。私が早起きするのはおかしいと。
No, it's not odd that you're an early riser. Saber sounds crabby. Maybe it's my imagination. Saber doesn't seem quite as reserved as usual. No, I didn't say it was strange. I was just wondering if it was okay. It's my fault that you need to sleep so much, so you don't need to sleep as much as... So don't you need to sleep as much as possible today too?
当然です。ですが、それはあくまで待機状態に過ぎません。私が眠っていたのは緊急時に備えてのもの。今の状態で眠るのは道理にかなわないではないですか。
What do you mean it's not logical? We're not fighting anybody right now, and nobody's attacking us.
いえ、ですからそれは。
Saber's stumbling over her words. It seems like there's something she doesn't want to say. Well, whatever. There's no emergency, so you should sleep until the next time we go out. I'll call you up when breakfast is ready, so just save your strength until then. I'm going to need your help all day today. I head to the kitchen.
待ってください、シロ。
Huh? What? Do you have something else?
あなたは今何をすると言いましたか?
I said I was going to go cook breakfast, and you should rest until then. Yeah, that's it. I hold my breath, barely realizing I'm doing it. She's asked me something, but her eyes are preventing me from giving an answer.
そもそもあなたは安静にしなければいけない体でしょう。朝食の支度など凛がします。シローが優先すべきことは部屋で休み、体を癒すことです。それが分かっていないとは言わせません。
I mean, fair? Saber's being so stern because she's genuinely concerned about me.
部屋に戻ってください、シロー。 眠りが必要なのは私ではなくあなたの方です。
Saber sees right through me and glares at me all the more intensely. But still, I can't let Shinji loose. No, I'm not going back to my room. I've rested enough, and there are things I need to do. Once we're ready, let's head out to town, Saber. We're going to catch Shinji today.
なぜですか？今日中にライダーのマスターを捕らえる理由などありません。戦うのならシローの傷が癒えてからにするべきです。それからでも遅くはないでしょう。
You've got it wrong, Saber. If we're setting priorities, my body is at the bottom of the list. We don't have the luxury of waiting. You know exactly what Shinji is willing to do. We need to separate him from Ryder before they make another bounded field. He won't be a threat if he doesn't have a servant.
昨日のような犠牲者を出したくないというのですか？ライダーのマスターを倒すのではなく、ただそれだけのために戦うと。
That's exactly what he's saying. We're not doing this to defeat Ryder's master. We're doing this to prevent him from causing more victims. That's not true. I'm going to hold Shinji accountable. To do that, we need to defeat Ryder. And it's the right thing to do to prevent more victims. That's the most important reason we have to fight.
そうですか。マスターがそう言うのなら、私は従うだけですが。
シンジを探す？別に文句はないけど、ちゃんと勝ち目があって言ってるんでしょうね、シロ。
It's after breakfast. That's Tosaka's immediate response when I say we can't just let Shinji remain on the run. You're asking about my chances of beating Shinji?
そうよ。前もって言っとくけど、賞賛もないくせに他のマスターに手を出す気だったなんて言ったら笑うわよ。
Crap. Now that she mentions it, I've really only thought about stopping Shinji. I haven't given much thought to the details or any...
ちょっと、エミヤくん、本気
？Sorry, laugh all you want.
うわ、悪いけど笑えないわ、今の冗談。
That reaction makes it clear just how stupid I'm being. I want to curl up in a little ball and hide.
セイバー、あんたのマスターはこんなんだけど、あなた自身はどうなの？ライダーと戦うことに異論はないわけ？
ライダーと戦うだけならば問題はありません。彼女の能力は確認済みです。それはシロー本人も分かっていると思います。何しろライダーと直接対峙したのですから。
He did indeed confront Ryder directly.
ああ、そうだっけ。ならシローにもライダーがどの程度かは分かっているんだ。
Tosaka looks my way, her eyes curious. She obviously wants to know about how strong Ryder is. True, I do have something of an assessment. Maybe it's because I formed a contract with a servant, or maybe it's the power of the command spells. She may not be my servant, but I have some understanding of her abilities since I've seen her fight. Ryder wasn't an especially strong servant. Ryder isn't as strong as Saber. If they fight one-on-one, I don't see Saber losing.
そうなんだ。ならちゃんと賞賛はあるんじゃない。シンジは魔術師じゃないから、ライダーはマスターからの支援を受けられない。 必然的にセイバーとライダーの一騎打ちになるものね。
Tosaka's right. As long as Shinji's a master, Ryder has to fight on her own. Saber shouldn't be at a disadvantage. But
何よ気の乗らない顔して。何か問題でもあるっていうの？
yeah, listen, Tosaka, even though Saber had Ryder cornered and Saber is way superior in combat, Ryder managed to escape with Shinji. I think it was Ryder's noble phantasm. The arrow of light that tore through the hallway. If Saber hadn't shoved me to the ground, that wave of destruction would have completely annihilated me. If that was Ryder's ace in the hole, we shouldn't take her lightly, even if she is weaker.
つまりライダーはライダー本人より所有する宝具の方が優れてるタイプってわけね。でセイバー、シローはともかくあなたならライダーの宝具が何であるか分かったんじゃない？目の前で使われたんだから見当ぐらいはついてるんでしょ？
面目ありません。シローを守ることに精一杯で、私もあれが何であるか確認することはできなかった。
Oh man. Also, in poor Saber's defense, when trying to figure out what noble phantasm it was that Ryder was using, it kind of happened in less than the blink of an eye, so kind of hard to witness.
そんなことに気を割いていたら、私もシローもあの一撃に巻き込まれていたでしょう。
巻き込まれたって何？ライダーの宝具って飛び道具なの？
Possibly we didn't exactly see it.
それに近いものでした。分類的にはリンの使う魔術に近い。あれは私の剣やランサーの槍のような対人宝具ではないのでしょう。
私の魔術に近いってそれこそ変よ。セイバーの対魔術は神業じゃない。現代の魔術じゃまずあなたに傷を負わせることはできない。そのあなたがかわさなくちゃいけない魔術なんて、それは
Yes, Saber's magic resistance is straight up god tier. Nobody's denying this.
はい。神秘はより強い神秘の前に無効化される。私の鎧を通ることができる神秘は、あなたたちの言う魔法か、神域に住む幻想種だけです。
And we're pretty sure that Ryder wasn't using true magic, as there are only 5 actual true magics, and a servant can't learn one. So, at least we have that.
魔法使い。ライダーは魔術師だっていうの？セイバー。
いいえ、それほどの魔力は感じませんでした。彼女はライダーです。魔法使いがいるとすれば、それはキャスターだけでしょう。ライダーの宝具はおそらく別のものだと思います。
The only true magician around for as far as servants go right now would be Caster. Saber's answer gets a sigh of relief from Tosaka. I don't quite get what's going on though. Saber, is your armor that strong? You say only true magic can penetrate it? So does that mean Lancer's gay bulg is true magic?
ええ、確かにランサーのゲイボルクは魔法に近い呪いですが、リン、シローに説明してあげてくれますか？
私？まあいいけど。要するにシローはセイバーは魔法じゃないと傷つかないと勘違いしているわけね。
Well, that's not what I'm saying. But I just thought it was amazing that her armor's that strong.
そ そりゃすごいわよ。セイバーに限らずサーバントってのはみんな英霊なのよ。霊体ってこともあるけど、まっとうな手段じゃ傷一つつけられない。サーバントはそれ自体が神秘だから。物理的な手段でサーバントを傷つけられるのは同じ英霊であるサーバントだけ。逆に言えばサーバント同士ならただのペーパーナイフでもセイバーを傷つけることができる。
So what you're saying is that Saber's armor isn't invulnerable when she's dealing with another servant.
そうね。けどセイバー自身接近戦の技量が優れてい
Saber
るから
needs to go back to
白兵
bed.
戦ではまずセイバーに傷は負わせられない。
I mean, you're probably not wrong, King Ultima. You probably could use another nap.
残った手段は遠距離からの攻撃、魔術っていう飛び道具になるわけだけど、セイバーは騎士のくせにとんでもない耐魔力を持ってるから大抵の魔術は弾かれてしまうのよ。バッドラックに代表される呪いなんてまず届かないし、魔力を矢として放つ直接干渉も効かない。セイバーを倒したかったら真正面からの切り合いで彼女を任さなくちゃダメってわけ。
Saber listens silently to Tosaka's explanation. Saber never interrupts her, probably because everything Tosaka is saying is true. What the hell? That's like cheating. Someone would try to go up against Saber with Magecraft because they can't beat her in single combat, but if Magecraft itself is useless against her, what can they do? That sounds unfair.
そうね。けどそのセイバーだって白兵戦で絶対に負けないというわけでもないでしょ。バーサーカーは力だけならセイバーを上回ってるし、ランサーだって白兵戦において必殺の槍を持ってる。今話してるライダーだってセイバーを出し抜くほどの宝具を持ってたんだから、セイバーも完璧ってわけじゃないわ。私たちだってセイバーを倒す方法はあるもの。単にセイバーの耐魔力を上回る魔術を持ってくるか、サーバントが使っている武器を借りて寝ている間に首を切るとか。サーバントの武器ならサーバント自身と同じ霊格なんだから傷をつけることは可能なはずよ。
It's an alarming example, but I get it. Wait, but hold on, Tosaka. We probably shouldn't be talking about things like that in front of Saber. I see. So, it's not that Ryder's Noble Phantasm was exceptional. Saber just went on the defensive because it was a servant that was attacking.
わけないでしょ。セイバーが守りに徹するのならライダー自身じゃ何をしたって追い詰めることなんて不可能よ。ライダー本人がそう優れた英霊じゃないのなら彼女が宝具を使ったところでたかが知れているし。そうでしょセイバー。ライダーの宝具はライダー自身の能力とは関係のない武器なのよね。
おそらくライダーの技や魔力に頼らない自動的な武装、宝具そのものに効果があるものだと思います。魔術か幻想種か。
Not quite autonomous weapon. It's not really even a weapon, to be honest.
どちらにせよ、あの魔法陣から放たれたものは圧倒的でした。直撃を受けた場合、生き延びられるサーバントなどいないでしょう。
そうなの？数値的にどれくらい？
あなたたち風に言うのなら A プラスといったところでしょうか。私個人の推測に過ぎないので断定はできませんが。
Yeah, I
A プラ
agree
ス？
with your classification
何それ？
being an A
魔法一歩
plus
手前
Noble
じゃない。
Phantasm.
そん んなの使われてよく学校が吹っ飛ばなかったってもんだわ。
If Ryder had wanted to, she probably could have blown the entire school to little itty bitty bits with that attack.
単純に破壊するだけの宝具というわけではないのでしょう。もともとは他の用途がある宝具なのではないでしょうか。
そうだとしても厄介ね。セイバーの話じゃ A 判定どころじゃないし、瞬間的な攻撃力ならサーバント中最高ってことになるのかしら。
I wouldn't go that far, Rin. Saber's noble phantasm is pretty freaking powerful, so...
まあ確かに攻守ともに優れた宝具のようでしたが、それより私の宝具の方が。
Saber's face is indecipherable. I don't know what just happened. Saber doesn't look amused. Saber, did Tosaka say something that worries you?
あ、いえ、別にそういうわけではないというか、本当はどちらが強いかなど追求するのは騎士にあるまじき行いというか。
Oh, yeah, I suppose that would be kind of inappropriate, wouldn't it? She's acting strange. Saber seems embarrassed by her own actions and starts to mutter under her breath. Well, whatever. By the way, I thought I heard you say something weird. Something about Saber and Lancer being anti-personnel or something?
対人宝具ですか。いえ、言葉通りの意味ですが、私の風王結界やランサーのゲイボルクはあくまで人を倒すための武装です。いかに強力な魔力、呪いを帯びていたところで、その用途は対人の域を出るものではありません。
Well, I guess that makes sense. Saber's invisible sword is definitely useful in battle, but it's only effective against people. If you chop firewood with Saber's sword, whether you can see the blade or not, it's going to affect how quickly you can chop wood. It's the same with Lancer's gay bulk. Even a cursed spear that always strikes the heart is just a sharp spear if you use it against a boulder or a house. I see, so that's why it's called an anti-personnel noble phantasm. Which means Ryder's noble phantasm is...
大軍宝具ってことになるわね。そういえば父さんに聞いたことがあったわ。宝具には対人に優れたもの、対軍に優れたものがあるって。
Yeah, there are many classifications. There's anti-personnel, anti-army, anti-castle, and there's even a few noble phantasms that are classified as anti-world or anti-universe, which are ridiculously powerful noble phantasms.
簡単に言って対人宝具は弾数制限のない拳銃で、対軍宝具ってのは一発限りのミサイルってことね。ライダーの宝具は強力だけど、その分使用にかなりの制限があるんじゃないかしら。少なくともセイバーの剣みたいにいつも見えないなんて永続的な宝具じゃない。
Hold on a minute. A gun versus a missile? There's no contest. Sure, Saber's invisible sword is awesome, but if it goes up against a ridiculous noble phantasm like that, she'll be dead before she can even swing her sword. So you're saying if we're going to fight Ryder, we need to defeat her before she deploys her noble phantasm?
でしょうね。宝具の打ち合いになったら勝ち目はない。ライダーと信者を探すって言うなら、それだけは頭に入れておきなさい。大前提としてライダーが宝具を使う前に倒すこと。 戦いを長引かせれば長引かせるだけこっちが不利になるから。
もしくは私が戦っている間にライダーのマスターを倒せばいい。あのマスターに戦闘手段はないのだから、そちらの方が確実かもしれません。
That might be the better plan. So that's what we've come up with. Since we have no strategy to deal with Ryder's noble phantasm, we just need to defeat Ryder before she uses it. Whatever noble phantasm other servants have, we still don't want to have to deal with Ryder's. Thanks for the warning, Tosaka. We're going to go find Shinji. But what do you want to do, Tosaka? Will you stay and watch the house?
そうね。あなたたちがそう言うなら私たちもシンジを探してもいいんだけど、まあやめとくわ。敵はライダーだけじゃないし、私たちはもともとバーサーカーを倒すために手を組んだんだしね。シローがシンジを追っている間、私は私でやることがあるから。
Fair enough. Tosaka stands up with a frosty smile.
それじゃあね、いい結果を期待しているわ。
Saber and I head out together, leaving Tosaka at home. It's 7:30 in the morning. The hilly road is extremely quiet. The road is usually packed with students going to school, but there aren't that many people around today.
学校は休校だそうですね。死者が出なかったとはいえ、大半の生徒は未だ立ち上がれる体ではないということですか。
Their symptoms are like that, severe malnutrition, so it should only be a few days before they're up and around. But those are the lucky ones. There are still some whose injuries will last a lifetime.
タイガも病院に運ばれたと聞きます。見舞いに行かずともいいのですか、シロ。
Yeah, I heard Fujine is fatigued. I was told not to worry about her and just to study at home. Before we left, I phoned the Fujimura house and asked how Fujine was doing. I want to go visit, but I need to hold off for now.
では探索に専念するのですね。それはいいのですが、シロに当てはあるのですか。私はサーバントの気配を読み取れますが、それも近づかなければわかりません。何か手がかりがなければ探し出すのは難しいのではないでしょうか。
Yeah, I heard it'd be hard if Shinji were just sitting around doing nothing, but I know him, and I don't see him keeping quiet after what happened yesterday. Shinji's not the type to just sit back and take a beating.
では、ライダーのマスターは再び結界を張ろうとすると。
No doubt about it. He's like me. He can't provide his servant with magical energy. If Shinji wants to get revenge on me, he'll need a lot of magical energy. Which means it might not be so hard to find him.
ライダーのマスターを探すのではなく、結界を探すのですね。
Yeah, we may not be able to detect the master, but we should be able to detect a bounded field of that scale. And we'll be able to pinpoint the site too. We'll just need to find a big building that draws a large crowd.
驚いた。やりますね、シロ。
I do have a brain, you know. If I wasn't confident about finding them, I wouldn't be saying this. Yeah, I'm confident. The bounded field is one thing, but there's one point to us walking around like this too. Shinji probably can't leave me alone any more than I can leave him alone. head to Shinji's house just in case. I have Saber check for Ryder's presence. She finds nothing. Well, Shinji's not the sort to just roll over and hide in his house after what's happened. Let's go. If Shinji's going to create a bounded field, it wouldn't be here. It'll be in Shinto. Let's check all the office buildings there. I call Saber over and turn to leave the Mato house.
いいのですか、シロ。ここはさくらの家なのでしょう。
Yes, Saber, it is Sakura's house. What about it?
立ち寄ったのですから、声をかけては。それぐらいは余裕があると思いますが。
I'm worried about Sakura. According to Tosaka, Sakura was just weakened, and luckily wasn't injured beyond that. If it were up to me, I'd like to see her and take care of her the way she always has taken care of me. But I won't do it. As long as this war is going, I shouldn't see her. I don't want to get her involved in any of this. Besides, I can't possibly face Sakura when I'm about to head out to fight her brother. Should the worst happen and I actually kill Shinji, I'd never be able to face her again. I shouldn't leave any loose ends like that. It's best for me, and I'm sure it's best for Sakura too. We check every building we find. Of course, we start with the big ones, but so far, nothing. I wipe sweat from my brow and force my laden limbs to keep moving. I try to calm my labored breathing by taking a moment to rest.
シロ、何か異常でもあり。シロ、こちらへ。
Hold it. This is the park. There's still buildings we haven't looked.
それは後にしてください。今はこちらが最優先です。
Something must have caught her attention. Saber's tone is stern, and she pulls me towards the park. Hey, Saber, what's going on? Why are we here? There's nothing here. Even you know that.
いいですから、そこのベンチに座ってください。話はその後で聞きます。
Saber's intense about this, so I reluctantly sit down. And then, for a moment, I almost feel faint. I hold my head with one hand. My forehead is damp with sweat and my breathing is labored even though I'm sitting down. Hey, wait a minute. Why would I be sweating like this in the dead of winter? This is weird. I don't know why I'm so exhausted. As soon as I say that, I realize what's going on. I'm not exhausted. My wounds haven't completely healed, so they're tingling. This is unreal. No matter how much I try, I can't get my breathing under control. My body feels heavy, and my legs refuse to take my weight.
ようやく自分の体に気がついたようですね、シロ。
Saber is mad. I don't blame her. I was the one who suggested searching for Shinji. But here I am, sitting on a bench. Sorry, I'll get up soon. Just give me a moment.
私が注意しているのはそんなことではありません。
That's not what I'm trying to point out.
どうやらあなたには何を言っても無駄のようですね。
Huh? I can see that Saber's mad. What I don't understand is why. Hey Saber, you need to be clear with me or else I won't know what you're trying to get at.
わからないのなら語る必要はないでしょう。
Do not know, there's no point in telling you.
いいですから、シロはそこで休んでいてください。一人で休むのが嫌なら、私もお付き合いしますから。
Saber sits right next to me. The bench is not that big. Saber is sitting close enough to me that her shoulders might touch if one of us leans over even a little. Hey, wait, Saber. We don't have time to rest. We didn't come here to play around.
遊びになど来ていません。休憩も戦いのうちです。文句を言うのでしたら、まずその呼吸を整えてからにしてください。
Well, you tell me to catch my breath, but... Sure, I'm totally worn out, and I can barely breathe. But having her so close makes my heart go absolutely crazy, and...
シロ、人の話を聞いていますか？今まで体に無理をさせてきたのですから、まずは肩の力を抜いて落ち着いてください。気が散っていては体が休まらないのですから。
Yeah, but... She wants me to be calm. It'd really help if she kept her distance. I don't know how Saber feels, but I can't help but see her as a girl around my own age. Well, she may actually be younger, but she's still a girl. And plus, she's beyond beautiful. No guy could stay calm this close to her, and I certainly am no exception.
シロ、気のせいでしょうか？先ほどより顔色が悪くなってきた気がするのですが。
No, I'm not flustered or anything.
それならいいのですが、やはり横になった方がいいのでしょうか？この辺りで休めるところといったら。
Saber looks around. Oh, what are the odds of there just being some random dude laying across a nearby bench, using his girlfriend's lap as a pillow in a park that's usually deserted? Saber glances at the pair of lovebirds she's obviously thinking.
シロ、気分が悪いのでしたら横に。
I'm fine. I just need to sit for a minute and I'll get better. Don't you worry. No worrying about me. Just leave me alone. I turn away from Saber and close my eyes. Anything to keep her eyes from locking. Think calming thoughts, Shiro. Now, I just have to keep taking deep breaths and try not to think about Saber being right next to me.
But she's staying at her Lord. That's pretty. Yeah. She's got hands going to light up the
Looks... It took a night for the fire to die down. The searing, roaring red wall eventually disappeared. All that remained was a charred field strewn with smoldering, blackened lumber. I remember that while I lay there on the ground, the sound of it reminding me of sparklers. The sky was getting cloudy. It should rain soon. That will help put out the fires. I could hardly even breathe as I lay there staring drowsily at the sky. Charred remains hemmed me in on all sides. Burns cover almost my entire body, and there's an especially painful sensation around my chest. My chest is gouged out. I could probably touch my own insides. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I didn't collapse because I got tired. It's not that my numb body was trying to do me a favor by letting me rest. I collapsed because I was much too hurt to keep moving at all. That's why I ended up just accepting it calmly, no panic. I knew I was going to make it. Everyone else was already dead anyway, so I wasn't scared. Staring up at the cloudy sky, I felt myself just sort of fading away. Yet, in that haze of fading consciousness, I decided as long as I was alive, I'd try calling for help right to the end. Huh? Wait, something's off. I shouldn't be remembering this pain in my chest. I jerk myself upright and tug my shirt open to check myself over. Yeah, I figured as much. There's no wound. There's no scar on my chest. The respiratory distress the burn caused did almost kill me, but didn't take some massive chest wound. If something like that had happened, even Kiritsugu wouldn't have been able to help me. But more importantly, well, it's already night? Did I fall asleep, Saber?
はい。よく眠っているようでしたので起こしませんでしたが、その会話あったようですね。先ほどに比べて、シローの顔色は良くなっていますから。
That's not very nice. Sure, it might have been my fault for passing out, but you could have woken me up. I told you we don't have time to rest.
休息は必要な行為です。それにシローが眠っていたのは1時間程度ですから、そう問題はないでしょう。
That's just the benefit of hindsight. What would you have done if I hadn't woken up?
そうですね。あまり変わりはないでしょう。日が落ちて寒くなってきましたから、そろそろ声をかけようと思っていたところです。
I do admit I feel a lot better. I get up from the bench and start walking through the field. There's no trace of what this field once looked like. No trace of what it used to be, a residential district, nor any trace of when it was cast into a hellish red light. But for some reason, I'm irritated that I dreamed that scene just because I slept here.
シロー、何か問題でもあるのですか?
No, I was just thinking that if I was going to rest, it should have been somewhere else. Too many bad memories here.
嫌な思い出。シローはこの場所に縁があったのですか?
That's putting it mildly, Saber. Eh? Right, I never told you. I used to live around here a long time ago. 10 years ago, actually. There was a giant fire. It burned down my house with my parents inside. That was when my old man saved me. Later, he adopted me.
では、あなたは?
Yeah, I'm not Kiritsugu's biological child, and I guess I'm not without ties to the Holy Grail War either. I hear that this place was the final battleground during the last war. It's kind of ironic to think that I survived, that I'm the survivor of that site turned into a master. I walk through the field. It's been 10 years, but it still seems like the ground hasn't recovered enough for even grass to grow. Maybe all the resentment to the people who died here seeped into the land itself.
シロ、あなたが犠牲者を出すまいとするのはそれが理由ですか？あなた自身が聖杯戦争の犠牲者だからこそ自分のような犠牲者は出したくないと。
Well, now that she mentions it, I guess I can see people coming to that conclusion. Surprisingly, I've never thought about it like that. I'm not sure I have a good point, but I think it's something simpler than that. 10 years ago, I was so happy when Kiritsugu saved me. I didn't feel anything else at the time, and I think I just aspired to be like him one day too. Yeah, I was just happy. Words can't even begin to describe what I felt when I called out for help and actually got it. But at the same time, the happier I was, the more guilty I felt. I didn't feel right though, knowing that my wish was the only one to be granted. My old man saved me, but no one else was saved. And they couldn't do anything about it. Everyone wished for salvation, but only my wish was granted. Only I was saved. And in exchange, everyone else died. And that's why I have to take responsibility. But I can't take back something that's already happened. If I want to do something for the people who died, I should focus on preventing what's to come. I will not allow another catastrophe like the one 10 years ago. If something like that ever happened again, I'd never be able to face the people who got sacrificed that time. At least, that's how I see it. More importantly, we need to get back to looking for Shinji. I feel better now, and we need to hurry up and check the buildings we haven't gotten to yet. Besides, there should be fewer people around at night. If Shinji wants to attack us, this'll be the time. So, if our plan is to be bait to lure him out, it's time to get to it. Let's go, Saber. Let's get back to the office district. Saber, what's wrong? Did you forget something?
いえ、ただ今朝のことを思い出していました。体の傷を治してからライダーのマスターを探すべきだと言った私に、シローは順番が違うと言いました。シローは昨日も同じ言葉を口にした。以前から感じてはいましたが、その時に確信したのです。あなたには自分を助けようとする気がないのだと。
It's like he stares at me and lays it out like it's a sin or something.
あなたは自身より他人を優先している。それは立派ですが、それではあなたはいつかきっと後悔する。シローはもっと自分を大切にするべきだ。
Saber cuts past me.
行きましょう。確かにここにいてはあなたに負担をかける。
Oh, you just realized it, Saber? Thank you. Saber heads towards the office district. I try to call out to her, but I can't stop her. What are you saying? That's what I want to ask her, but the words just won't come. There's no way I'm not trying to help myself. that can't be true. But I somehow can't think a single thing to say to argue with her.
Yeah, so I didn't even try this class. Maybe I should.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to call her there for today. I'd like to thank everyone who came out to the stream. You guys are awesome. Today is Wednesday. Our next Fate Samurai Remnant episode will be coming out on Friday. So be watching for that. And in the next few days, we'll be posting when our next stream will be. All right. Well, everyone, have a great night. Take it easy, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for meow.